Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a truly masterful lesson that teaches one of life's most critical skills, how to solve problems. Not just one specific problem, mind you, but any problem.
So how do you do that? How do you teach someone a skill that powerful? Well, the answer isn't some formula you memorize or a fact you can just look up. It's a mindset, a whole new way of thinking. And this entire lesson, believe it or not, kicks off with a super simple, everyday challenge that anyone can understand.
Okay, so let's dive right in. We're going to walk through a brilliant lesson plan that transforms the simple, everyday event into a powerful, hands-on learning experience. One that's all about structure, creativity, and some key vocabulary we're going to need to succeed.
All right, the Great Ice Melt Challenge, turning students into thermal engineers. First things first, we don't just tell students to, stop the ice from melting. No way. We frame this as a high-stakes mission. For the next hour, they're not students. They are professional thermal engineers, hired for a critical job.
The goal is crystal clear and the stakes are set. The mission? Design a container to protect a single ice cube. It's this tangible, real-world problem that immediately gets them engaged and gets those gears turning.
So, an engineer's secret weapon, introducing the engineering design process. Now here's where things get really interesting. We don't just let them start building randomly. Nope. We give our new engineers the exact same secret weapon that professionals at places like NASA and Google use to solve their biggest problems, a clear design process. And this right here is the heart of the entire lesson. It's not just a list, it's a repeatable 5-step loop. It's a playbook that turns a messy, chaotic problem into a structured, manageable journey from a question all the way to a solution.
But before our engineers can even start brainstorming, we teach them one of the most important concepts in this whole lesson, understanding your constraints. A constraint is just a rule or a limit you have to follow. Can you use a freezer? Nope, that's a constraint. Can you use expensive materials? No, only what's in the classroom. This is what forces real, creative thinking within those boundaries.
All right, now we move from ideas to a plan by brainstorming and making smart choices. This is the creative phase. Let's see how this structured process helps us turn a bunch of wild ideas into a concrete, actionable plan. This is where the magic really starts to happen.
In the brainstorming step, the rules are simple, but they are so powerful. The goal is quantity over quality at first. There are no bad ideas. In fact, students are encouraged to come up with a wild card idea, something totally creative or unusual, just to stretch their thinking.
But how do you choose from all those great ideas? This is a crucial step. Students learn to evaluate them objectively using this decision matrix. They score each idea on different criteria, they weigh the trade-offs. It's not about which idea feels best, it's about making a data-informed decision, just like a real engineer would.
Once they've chosen a plan, they create a blueprint. And here's the genius rule. They must label at least 3 materials and write down exactly why they chose them. Cotton balls for insulation or tape to seal the gaps. This forces them to justify every single design choice.
Okay, time to blueprint, build, and test. We're bringing the prototype to life. With the detailed plan in hand, it is time for the most exciting part, building that prototype. But, even more importantly than building, it's time to get ready to gather some cold, hard data.
So the test is set up like a true scientific experiment. Each team has their prototype, but the class also has a control group, a plain, unprotected ice cube just sitting on a plate. This gives them a clear, objective benchmark for success. How do you know if you did well? Compare it to the control.
And the students don't just watch. Oh no, they become data specialists. At regular 15-minute intervals, they observe and record their results, estimating the percentage of melt. They are turning observations into numbers. They're tracking performance quantitatively.
Next up, why failure is a success and the power of iteration. Now, inevitably, every single ice cube melts, and this moment, which could feel like a failure, is actually where the most powerful lesson of the entire experience unfolds. This single phrase completely reframes the experience. It's a total game changer. It teaches resilience and shifts the entire focus from trying to achieve perfection on the first try to gathering valuable information for the next try.
So, the lesson here is that the process doesn't end when the ice melts. That's when we introduce the powerful concept of iteration. You test, you analyze the data, you make one single informed change, and then you test all over again.
This slide really shows that thinking process in action. Students have to analyze their data. Did the cotton get wet and lose its insulating power? Okay, for our next iteration, let's add a plastic liner. Was warm air getting in through the top? Okay, let's design a tightly sealed foil lid. The changes aren't random, they are data-driven.
So, the real lesson learned. This is about more than just an ice cube. As you can see, this lesson was never really about keeping an ice cube cold. That was just the vehicle for a much, much bigger idea.
We explicitly connect their classroom success to the exact same principles used to solve massive, real-world challenges. That thermos in their lunchbox, it uses the same ideas. Insulated trucks that transport medicine, same process. Even protecting astronauts from the heat of re-entry, it all follows these fundamental steps.
What the students truly leave with isn't a perfect icebox. It's one powerful, durable, and infinitely applicable problem-solving framework that they can use for homework, for a science fair project, and for the rest of their lives.
And that's what makes this such an incredible lesson. It doesn't just give you an answer, it equips you with a tool for thinking. It leaves you ready and empowered to tackle the next, bigger challenge. So this process can save an ice cube. What problem could it help you solve?